It's like a cake. Tea cake. So we just need...
So whenever you need it, you just like take a little bit.
First of all, we need to just soak it a little bit.
So professional.
And then
You just pour it away?
this is to wash the leaf.
Oh, okay.
And the second time we can drink it.
Tessa! Come join us. Tea time.
Now we can drink this.
Yay. In the meantime, this too.
ถามวิดีโอขอบคุณค่ะ
สวยมากอ่ะ
So, what are we gonna talk about today?
We're gonna talk about our childhood.
We were drying our clothes and the washing machine broken.
Yeah.
And then we were like, remember when we were kids? We don't even have washing machine and we don't even have electricity.
Yes.
And then we started to be like, oh fuck, our life and the world around us actually has changed so much, right?
So much. Like our generation is probably we experienced the most in our lifetime.
Yeah.
Like when we were just born, there wasn't even no electricity. A lot of families don't even have a TV.
Yeah, I think before I was 5, my family, we didn't have TV. The only entertainment I had was just like playing with the bugs and stuff and play with the mud. So that's my memory about my childhood.
Yeah.
And then I think we had our like black and white TV when I was like 5 or 6-ish, something like that. It was super small, tiny one.
Yeah, I remember you have to go to the TV to actually like manually like change the channel on the
like
TV.
The radio channel.
Yeah, I mean you probably have like 3 or 4 like channels you can watch.
Also, back then the reception was really bad.
Super bad.
You have to adjust it all the time, and sometimes when you were watching some really good TV and it just like stopped.
Yeah.
And you were like,
yeah, you have to like slap the TV all the time. Yeah, it was hilarious. Also, they have this like wire on the TV. You have to like you know like drag it to get the signal. Stuff like that. I remember like my grandparents, they had like the first telephone in the village, so a lot of people actually just come to their house to pay like 1 yuan or 2 yuan to get a phone call.
oh wow, yeah. Back then, whoever owns a telephone is it's like the richest family of the village. Everyone needs to be nice to them in case you need to borrow the telephone in the future.
Such an interesting time, and now we just like you know change our phone like every few months and but I remember since my like junior high, suddenly all the families start to be like rich. I don't know how. I mean like I don't see them like doing anything, but somehow like everybody started to get rich. Like everybody has a new house, bought like apartment in the town, and then had some savings. Like everybody has a car.
Yeah, the same thing happened to me too. Like suddenly my village like everyone started to get phone and get car. And but because it happened so fast, so it kind of makes you forget like how our life used to be, you know, before this like rapid developing period of time in China. I think it's pretty much happened like within 5 years. My dad had the first mobile phone. It was like a huge, like a brick, 大哥大 kind of mobile phone, you know, and it cost like 10,000 RMB back then.
Yeah, pretty expensive.
It's probably worth, I don't know, 100,000 right now in RMB 10 times.
That's crazy.
Yeah. And just because he wants to be the coolest guy in the village.
Well, your dad's technically he's not a villager. He's like a contractor or something like that, right?
Well, we were villagers, but started when they were like 20-ish something. It was like this rapid growing of China's economy, right? So they kind of caught a lot of opportunities from that.
Do you still remember like how was your day was like during your childhood?
Not much. I don't have much memory like before 5. It's also like I don't even have any photo or videos, you know. Right now,
video is a luxury.
Yeah. So my memory about my childhood is quite blurry. The only thing I remember is probably like playing with the neighborhood's kids and go to some wood and play some, mom and dad kind of game. Let's pretend you're a mom.
I remember that.
Yeah, and then catch some fishes, climb the trees. That's it. But I don't have any memory about nighttime because we don't have electricity, right? So pretty much the day ends when the sun sets. When the sun sets, then your day ends because we didn't have light. Like we only have this gas light.
Like until what age you started have like electricity?
I think 6 or 7.
Okay.
Yeah, 6 or 7 we started to have electricity. But even then, like you only use it for the lighting.
So what were you using without electricity to light up the room?
We have candles and we have gas light.
I remember like my day, my grandparents were living in this like a small town. It's not like a village, but it's like a small town. So every morning I remember I woke up around like 6 a.m. and then I go to the school. I have to walk around like 40 minutes to get to the school. And most of my classmates, they have like their parents or their grandparents like drive them to the school like with a motorbike or stuff like that. But my grandpa was like too lazy. He was like sleep
and how
too late.
How old were you?
I was like 8, 9 until like 12. I think I was like every day walk to the school 40 minutes.
Oh my god.
40 minutes in, 40 minutes out, like every day. And in the morning I have to use this flashlight to light up the road and go to the school.
Oh my god.
And
because you have to wake up super early, right?
Yeah,
when it's still dark.
Yeah, because the class started from like 7:30, something like that. And my grandma, she always woke up very early to cook me like breakfast and stuff like that. I remember those days. There was like a friend of mine. I went to her house and they have this like huge giant shit hole. I'm like, no way I'm gonna do that. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna fall into the
That's
shit
my
hole.
nightmare. That's my nightmare.
So scary. And I remember like every few days I hear like some kids just fall into the shit hole.
We had stories like that. We had people who actually drowned in those like shit pit once. That's like the worst way to die.
Yes.
Even like when I was attending my school, we need to do preparation before we go to the toilet. We need to bring a stick, and because there's maggots, a lot of maggots climbing up the wall, so you need to push the maggots down.
Oh, are you serious?
It's serious.
Oh my god.
It's serious. You need to observe first, like how close they are to the top right now, and if they're very close right now, you need to push them down. And it also depends if you want to take number 1 or number 2, right? If you want to take number 1, then you probably need to clear out the whole area thoroughly. And every once in a while, I need to like look down to check, are they here?
Oh my
are they here?
god. That is so scary.
It's really hard to remember our life right now compared to back then. Right now we can die without internet, and back then it seems like we can deal with all kind of shit.
Yeah, do you remember that? I remember there's some villagers they didn't have like a toilet paper, and they were using bamboo to clean their ass.
Yeah, well, my village always had toilet paper, but it's those recycled ones, and it's super hard.
I remember that.
It's making my asshole bleed.
And I also remember there was like one friend of mine. I went to her house. They have this huge bucket in their bedroom.
Yeah.
So whenever they just want to pee, they just pee in the bucket.
Oh yeah, I hate that too.
And then they keep that in the room for like fucking weeks.
Yeah.
And every time I go there, I still smell that. Yeah. I still smell that right now. It's like scary. Like how people deal with that back then.
Yeah. Well, thank God, my family, we had like a bamboo jungle right next to my house. So before I was like 10 something, I always go there to solve my problems.
Okay.
I always squat there and fertilize the bamboo.
Wow.
Once in a while, I kind of look back and then I'm quite shocked. Like,
but I don't even feel that was my life.
Yeah, me either. It just feels so distant. Like
it's
so
like a really
far.
old movie that we watched a long time ago. Then it's still in our mind, but you don't feel like you're related to that.
I feel like it's quite like the movie I just recently watched, Yang Ziqiu, that Everything Everywhere All at Once. I feel like the character of this movie, she pretty much like experienced all the multiverse and all the possible version of herself in different universes.
I want to watch that. I haven't watched that yet.
It's really cool movie. I loved it. I feel like us are even we living in the same universe and same era, but we kind of experienced a lot of lives already, right?
Yes.
We experienced as a peasant, as a
peasant.
Yeah, as a peasant, as a farmer. Yeah. And then go to the city, and then travel, and then become like office lady, and then become YouTuber. It's every kind of chapter of your life feels like it's you in another universe. That's the amazing thing of living in this era. I feel like you are able to actually experience so many different lives.
Yes.
Right? Because back then, if you're a peasant, born as a peasant, then you die as a peasant. Right?
Yeah, and I think because I am basically now that I don't have a home, so I just travel everywhere, and I even get to experience even more because I live in every country for a few months. I live in the Balkans, I live in Europe, and I live in Asia, Southeast Asia, to experience every country, every culture, to see how they live their life. Just it is quite interesting.
Yeah.
It's getting dark.
It's getting really dark. I think our life are still quite blessed.
Oh, super blessed.
If 10 years ago you tell me hey Idan, 10 years later you will be building your own bamboo house, living with 7 animals in a rural area of Thailand, I will be like, what? If a fortune teller comes to me and tell that to me, I'm like, fuck you. So all I want to say is if you're kind of lost right now, like I was about 1 year ago when I was traveling during COVID time, I was quite lost. But I was able to actually recall my childhood memories and remember what I was most passionate about back then. And it's not really something marvelous. It's not really something super, I would say, ambitious. I just wanted a simple life that I can enjoy living every day and seeing my own fruits being grown in the field and interacting with animals every day. This kind of simple life. You feel like you're in a kind of lost stage of your life. You probably can go through this archive of your childhood album, and then you can probably find the one thing or two things that you were most passionate about, like maybe when you first got your camera or when you were drawing or painting and you had the most joy of your life, and then you probably can pick it up again.
Yeah, I remember actually I never imagined myself to be a YouTuber or someone speaking from the camera. But I do remember that when I was a kid, I was on the stage all the time.
Yeah.
And my dream was to be a speaker. I was like a performance all the time. So that is actually what I'm doing right now. It's super related. And then I remember what I was learning in the university was marketing. But before that, I was learning how to direct movies, stuff like that. So everything related to what I'm doing right now. You just pick it up. It's not intentionally, but it's always hidden within you. And one day everything just pieces come together. Hope you can find your childhood dream back as well.
Okay, all right. I think that's it for today. It's getting really dark right now.
Also, the broadcast is
the broadcast is here
in our village. All right, guys.
Good night. Bye bye.